really mucky.
At least our pond dams blew out, so it just kept moving.
Yeah. Yeah, but that also means we have to repair it. I guess if it's not one thing, it's another, huh?
So we live in Muckolina, north of the Sandhills, but west of the Carolina floodplain. The Muckolina area it's known geographically as the Carolina Terrain and also includes the Triassic Basin. There are a lot of muckers in this part of North Carolina. You really have to be a serious mucker to survive. Charlie Daniels actually grew up around here, so you know when he was younger, he was one heck of a mucker. We have a ton of red clay, and then we have this dark stuff that is an expansive soil. The best thing I can compare it to for you would maybe be like really old chicken poop. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I know that mucking is going to be part of it at some point of the day. Mucking is a serious business around here. A couple of years ago, I got these Rockies, and these Rocky boots have proven to be very good. They haven't allowed a vapor of moisture through them in a couple of years. Super solid boots. The problem with these boots when it comes to mucking is that the muck gets into the soles and especially red clay. Red clay just sticks to these. Red clay likes the leather. It turns into a mess and they can be really hard to muck off. I mean, I love the Rocky boot. I think it's a great boot, but it's not a muck boot. You can't go mucking in it. And my wife, she's a mucker too, but she's a smart mucker. I bought her some boots at the same time I bought those that were some Duluth boots. We like Duluth Trading Company, good company, high quality products. This is nothing on Duluth. But she opened up the box, it was a Christmas gift. This happens a lot at Christmas time with us, but she kind of looked at the box, she pulled the boots out, and then she just kind of looked at me and she said, "The muck. I can't muck in these boots." She turned those boots in for some really good mucking boots. She got these boots right here. These boots are made by the original Muck boot company. These are kind of equestrian muck boots, so they're riding boots. You can ride and muck in them. They've proven to be really good mucking boots. I mean, she doesn't have a problem mucking around in these. She can get work done. Her feet never get wet. And she's always talked about these boots, but I've always held true to my Rockies because I love Rocky boots. But I have to admit, like on a day like today, I just don't want to go out there. I don't want to go out and get my boots in the muck. Even though I know my feet aren't going to get wet, I know that they're going to be comfortable. It's cleaning them off that I'm worried about. You can't clean off Rockies the same way that she can clean off those muck boots. Now, last year we had Hurricane Florence, and I don't think anything's dried out here since Florence.
It's like a free-flowing little baby river. Oh.
The stream is on the other side.
Oh, jeez. Be careful, you're not in rain boots.
We had some friends that were really in the muck, so we went down to help them out, and I couldn't do anything because at that point in time it was so wet, I was afraid I was going to hurt my Rocky boots.
The bubbles is the earth breathing. You wouldn't normally be able to notice it, but there's water there. That's my theory. I have no idea if it's legit. It's the earth breathing.
I didn't feel comfortable getting out there and really helping them out, so I let Shauna get in the muck with them. How's it look?
Very mucky, brownish, grayish, and super stinky.
I went to Tractor Supply and I got these muck boots, $20, $30 muck boots from Tractor Supply, Tingley. These are horrible mucking boots, horrible mucking boots. And I say that because not that your feet won't get wet. They're rubber and they're pretty solid boots. Number one, the rubber on the inside, I don't like that feeling on my skin. That's a horrible feeling. They felt loose on my foot. And they're very uncomfortable. They're very flat-footed. I'm not a flat-footed guy. They didn't encourage me to go out into the muck. They're bad mucking boots, is what they are. I'm glad I got these. It helped illustrate to me how cheap I can be and how unfortunate that is sometimes because these were bad boots to buy. And it ended up being a waste of money because I never actually wear these boots because they're uncomfortable. They're not good boots. At the same time, it's nice to know that you can go to Tractor Supply and get a pair of $20, $30 boots and be able to walk around the muck for a while. So for my birthday this year, Shauna decided that she was going to get me some real mucking boots. What she got me was these Edgewater boots by the original Muck boot company. I call them my Muckers. And here's the thing that impresses me. The Muck Boot Company really cares about muckers. So they have their heart and soul into making muckers feel more comfortable. If you're somebody like us and you're constantly in the muck, the original Muck Boot Company is there for you. They're gonna take care of you. They know what they're doing when it comes to mucking. These Edgewater 2s, I have been extremely impressed with. They only have sizes that are full sizes, so you have 9, 10, 11, etc. I'm a 10 and a half. And I thought that was going to be a big challenge for me at first. This boot is such a fantastic boot. It ended up not mattering. The original Muck Boot Company, they're smart muckers. They care about muckers. They already knew that. So don't let that bother you that they don't have the half sizes. I'm going to tell you what I like about these boots. The neoprene. This is probably the most comfortable material I have ever worn on my feet. This right here, that's not comfortable. This is comfortable. You worry about with this fabric, moisture getting through. I didn't worry that much about it because I've worn a lot of wetsuits. I like this fabric. It is so good. I'm gonna tell you a secret. They feel so comfortable on the inside. I actually muck with my socks off sometimes in these. And they don't smell bad either. I don't know if that's like my feet or if it's just the neoprene's ability to absorb smells and moisture, whatever it is. They're awesome boots. You can muck with your socks off. They're not gonna smell. I will say that you shouldn't burn things with them. I have a little burn scar there. I've only had these boots for about a month, and I definitely have a couple nicks in the neoprene. That's a little disappointing, but at the same time, the comfort of this muck boot is awesome. It's one of the best mucking boots I've ever had. The soles of these boots are some serious soles, and they have a lot of support and cushion that I wasn't getting out of these muck boots. And these muckers don't have any sole support. They're, like I said, they're flat-footed. I could almost feel everything as I walk on the ground, and it has a pretty thick-looking sole. But these are pretty serious. And you won't slip and fall in these mucking around. These you will. And a lot of that is the sole. If you look at the soles of these shoes, this one has some finer grippy things going on here. That makes it so much better. You have a lot more traction. You actually can go out there, walk around the muck, and have plenty of traction. These are great, great mucking boots. I wasn't sure how I felt about going with the cliche of the original muck boot. But I will say that these muck boots are fantastic. Obviously, it's the original Muck Boot Company, so I'm guessing they made the first muck boot. The people who came up with the first way of dealing with the muck in our lives are actually the best makers of the muck boot. I've wanted to consider stuff like the LL Bean boot. I know Rocky has a muck boot. Truly, honestly, after trying these, I almost don't have a reason to try anything else. Fantastic muckers. The price point on them is a little expensive, especially if you have a bigger foot. For whatever reason, they charge more for people with big feet. I often will wear these boots just because they're super easy to put on. They're by the front door, so if I want to go out, you could just slip your foot right inside these things, and the material is firm enough that they just kind of stand up, and it's smooth enough on the inside that your feet just kind of like slip right in there. Super fantastic. I love that about these boots. I really love the fact that I can just slip these things on and they're super comfy. Now I will say that sometimes taking them off could be a bit of a pain. The one thing that I did like about these muck boots here is that they did have a lip on the back. Original muckers. That is one thing that you can fix about these, is putting some sort of better lip on the back of these. Now we have a boot remover that we keep inside the front door of our house, which makes it super easy to get these off, especially when there's muck on them. You don't want to be rubbing your foot against a mucky boot. Of course, with these, it is super easy to get the muck off. You just have to rinse them off with the hose. The muck comes right off of there. It's really easy to muck off with muck boots. The mucking capabilities of this boot are fantastic. So if you're looking for the best mucking boot, this right here is absolutely probably the best mucking boot on the market. I made this video because I want to make a difference in the lives of muckers. If you know a mucker out there who could benefit from these types of muck boots, please share the video with them. It'll make a big difference in their life. We all have to deal with muck from time to time, but you don't have to deal with it with the original muck boot. I provided links below. Select your size. If you have a half size, just go up a size. Pick out the best muck boot for your use. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and remember to keep your feet out of the muck.